No matter how brilliant, no matter how intelligent, and no matter how high of an IQ you score, there are rules, laws, and standards that all must follow, both legally and socially. And one of those most important rules you should follow before posting online is to lurk more and now this rule is in place not to constrain you, restrict you, or hold you back, but it's to help you, to assist you, and to make sure that you know not to post something incredibly dumb online. I am married to a teenager, but she is a woman. Maybe you were immature for your age, but a lot of 15-year-olds are women. There is no universal at any age. That's right. The young genius, the young intellectual Joseph Brodsky publicly came out and admitted to fucking children. Just what a brilliant bozo Brodsky truly was at the end of the day. Absolute genius. But he wasn't just fucking any child. No, he was fucking a child from abroad. I want to learn Japanese, but I'm being forced to learn French. Joseph Brodsky is going around picking up his Thai little lady boys and fucking them. He's going to his local landfill in third world shitholeistan and picking out the cutest little girl to turn into his little fuck toy. He's essentially the Jeffrey Epstein of the intellectual dissident right. Just brilliant stuff from Brodsky. All out in the open, proudly admitting it. No concerns. He's like, what? This is like normal, bro. This is normal. People always just go overseas to go pick up a child bride, right? Because, if you didn't know, Joseph Brodsky's from America. He's not French. He doesn't speak French clearly, he doesn't know it, but yet he's going overseas to find a young little girl to groom. He probably first met her online, and they started sexting and sending each other nudes and things of that nature. And he's like, well, this is kind of illegal, so I guess I'm gonna go move to France to be with this child. It's crazy. It's absolutely wild. And now that he's admitted to it, he's on the run. He's on the run from the people online, from the trolls and the pedo hunters. He's deleting all the evidence. He's shutting it all down. He's running from the law. But it's not just that. He's not just running and fleeing, but he's spreading lies and misinformation about what happened. And we're gonna go through some of it. Right here. Censorship lives. I'm banned from X. Really? Your account was right there. I just showed it. What do you mean banned? Looks like a rogue moderator. Can anybody help get me reinstated? What? What kind of sentence structure is this? This Substack, you're supposed to be writing intellectual articles. On Friday, June 20th, I received the following email. You've turned off your two-factor authentication for Brodsky Joseph. Okay. Yeah, you turned off your two-factor authentication because you're trying to not have your publicly available phone number attached to your account so you don't get doxxed and harassed and being publicly noticed online as this person fucks children. Name, address, family. No. They banned him. They disabled his two-factor authentication. They removed his phone from his account. No, they didn't. If they banned you, they just ban you. You don't get a fucking email like this, you moron. Or it says you're suspended for so-and-so amount of days. No. Joseph was on the run, taking away all things attached to his account where he admitted to being a pedophile, deleting all of his posts and removing his phone from it. But now it's just, I'm getting banned. The moderators are harassing me. X is censoring pedophiles. Whoa! First, my account said it was suspended. Then about an hour later, it transitioned to does not exist. Even though it does. State, because of this, my followers, who are all exclusive to X, think I voluntarily left because I was being heckled for admitting to having sex with 15-year-olds. At first, I was confused as to why it does not exist, but now I believe it is to mislead my followers and obscure one fact: censorship is alive and well on X. I have received no information explaining the ban. I can't even log in to appeal the ban because the account has been locked. It's very likely that somebody at X wants me gone quietly, with no chance of appeal. They don't want to raise alarms that I would ban an account with 17,000 followers or personally getting harassed by the Indians at X. No! Why did this happen? This happened because I suffered from two outrage mobs. Two different mobs coming at him, spread out over 2 weeks. I didn't get banned during the first outrage mob, which indicates that my posts didn't violate any policies. They were just perverted and gross. Later, much delayed, after a new outrage mob found my 2-week-old posts, they likely grew big enough to find the sympathetic employee at X, who then sneak banned my account. I don't think Bronski has ever used an alt of any kind, or has any. If you don't realize, Bronski, but if you do some certain misconfigurations or change phone numbers on alts, the account gets locked and you can't get access to it, because X is trying to get rid of some of these bots. But no. He wouldn't know that because he just knows everything about genetics, sociology, science, the science of everything. He's an intellectual, but he doesn't understand basic security concepts and computer science. The mobs were outraged because I defended the opinion that the legal minimum age for marriage should be 15 years old for women. No, you didn't say the minimum age for marriage should be 15. You said I should be allowed to fuck 15-year-olds while I'm 30. This is the law in about half of the polities? What? Polities. I'm sure it's a real word on Earth. Right now, who cares about half the Earth? Half the Earth is a third world shithole. We don't want third world shithole standards, Bromsky. Come on! On Earth right now, including every single one I have ever lived in. See? He's been moving around, changing places, hunting down little girls to make his little bride. Oh gosh. And likewise is basically universal in history. I've also posted some photos of the rings and hands of my wife and I. I stated I am in my early 20s. Lies! And she is in her late teens. Lies! She's 15. You publicly admitted a number of tweets that you now deleted, stating that my wife is in her teens, and I think 15 is old enough for marriage in most cases. To mean that she is 15, even though in the very thread I stated she is over 18 and done with school. You regularly posted how she was coming home from school, doing things at school, making little animated AI-generated anime pictures of your wife coming home from school in little Japanese girl school outfits. It was pretty sick and disgusting, hence why he wanted to learn Japanese. And not only that, there's even evidence to disprove this, right from the start, okay? There's still evidence left over that not even other French people thought this whole little relationship was legal when they saw them in the streets. Local police stopped us actually a few months ago and asked her if her parents knew where she was. We showed them a photo of our marriage certificate. His wife, his little 15-year-old wife, is so young that they have to walk around with a picture of their marriage certificate so that the police don't throw his ass in jail in France. Oh, she's 18! I swear she's of age! She's not in high school anymore! Oh, such fucking crazy shit that he admitted to, man. It was great. It was great. It was a shame he deleted so many of them. I made this 18, was a little child when she was 15, and that teenagers should never be married. This was true for myself. I was already fully grown at 15. Lies! Lies! You're fully grown at 15. You were so elderly grown and your frontal lobe was developed that at this point in your late 20s, you didn't make the dumb mistake to publicly admit you're a fucking pedophile? Yeah, fully grown adult making those epic adult choices, having sex with kids. Grown at 15. So I argued on this point that I never said my wife is 15. She's in fact over 18. Where we live, the minimum legal age of marriage is it's age of consent. So we're both many years over the minimum legal age for our marriage that we consummated before she was 18. She has been over 18 the whole time I have known her. Lies, more lies. You met her online while you're living in another country hunting down little girls, and they're like, oh, this one's actually responding to me. Maybe I'll move to France and live in Paris in the little slums out there and fuck my 15-year-old bride. And unfortunately, it didn't settle well with his Substack followers. It turned out that this is very unpopular. Really there. Here's a chart of my lost paid Substack subscribers. Womp womp womp. I wish he showed the numbers. It would have been funny to know the total, and it would have been funny to see how much he lost, but it looks like a lot. It looks like a ton here. He basically lost 90% of his paid subscribers because he publicly admitted to being a pedophile and didn't realize that most people kind of have a bit of a problem with that. I thought about deleting it and protecting my account by removing my phone's two-factor authentication attached to the account, but that would be self-censorship. That would be self-censorship. The irony here. Maybe, you should have self-censored yourself a little bit more and not been more so public about your disgusting, perverted private life. And I did not want there to be censorship on X, but you're censoring me anyways. I think the opinion that young people who want to marry each other is good and should not be censored. What about a random stranger from a different country moving to a completely different part of the world to marry a child? Is that okay? Are you perfectly fine with that? Most people aren't. I'm definitely not. I think the opinion, blah, 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 censored. I think the opinion that they can do so without somebody butting in about how a 3-year age gap is really, really big when you are 18 is good. I think counter-singling people who make up sadistic fantasies, kind of like your sadistic fantasy to go to Japan, learn Japanese, and get yourself a little 15-year-old waifu. About young marriages and threatens to kill the young men in them is good. I asked many members of the mob why our relationship was harming them, and they said immediately, I was imprisoning my wife, or something similar. You're abusing her, you're grooming her, you're taking advantage of an idiot. I explained that we are both consented. The government consented, her parents consented. Not legally required, but I asked because I am trad. There we go. It's now trad to have sex with kids. Great representative for the right here, folks. So why does a mob also need to consent? They would respond with some other fantasy. then I would state the fact that we love each other very much, and that we would say that obviously my wife, who they don't know, is forced. No, we just think she's a bit naive and you don't speak her language, you know? You think she's a little naive, young, and you don't belong there, really. It's unnatural. It's a bit foreign to move to a different country and marry their children. And of course, at the end of it, he's just like, help me get on band. I can't submit an appeal because they have locked me out. Oh. You locked yourself out, you moron. You complete dimwit. You poor, pathetic excuse for being a trad Christian man. Because if I remember right, there's a little bit of a quote about this. That Jesus had to say something about this in Matthew 18:6. And it's, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he was drowned in the depths of this sea. But unfortunately, Joseph's on the run. He's escaping. He's getting away with this. But not today, folks. Not today. Because I've caught Bronski. I've captured him, and I've got a millstone around his neck. And we're going to say good riddance to this representative of the right and give him justice, the justice that he deserves. So I've been the King's Fool, and I hope you all have a good one.